Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit and in the green. Welcome back everyone to the final board of the Mario Party AI Festival. Pirate Land is the board we're taking on, so you get to see it again after the Mario Day special. As it stands, I think we may have a pretty conclusive winner unless a certain character does very well in this board. I will put the ultimate results up at the end of everything.
Okay.
It's probably going to confirm a lot of theories. So, for the last board, I will finally be having Mario as my representative. Mario has actually done pretty poorly. So we need Luigi, we need Yoshi, and we need DK. Wario has done fairly poorly in his 4 games, and it will not surprise you to know that the character who seems to do the best is Peach, the one everybody says cheats. So let's go through all this usual gubbins and get back to where we all started. Once again, we go back to plunder some pirate booty, and you're welcome to phrase that any way you like. And here we are with all the usual claptrap. You've probably seen it in the early video. How do they manage to get it actually just sitting in front of it? It should follow the contours of the barrel. Oh well. Much better run with dice rolls than I had in Mario Party DS. It took me forever to go first. And there we are. All set and ready to go. Will we have a spectacular hidden block start? Or will there just be calamity and chaos as nobody crosses the bridges? I think there's one of those Goomba huts on every level actually. Because I know I saw one on Mystery Land, and I'm pretty sure there was one in Bowser Land too. Anyway, with Toad's suggestive gesturing kicking us off, DK moves out. And a pretty good roll from Luigi, but he does go past the bank. And as he settles there, let's get this out of the way one last time. Alright Mario, it's in your hands now. Well, fairly mundane first turn, nothing fantastic. And appropriately enough for the pirate-themed board, we have bombs away. Also, that little narrow stretch we saw didn't really look like it should be able to support a ship of the size the one was there going through it, if that sentence makes sense. And we've actually started off with a standard salvo like Mario Party. Mario and Luigi taken out in one shot. Yoshi's gone and DK has won very quickly. So there we are, strong start for DK. And he's got the bank as well. Not too bad, a small bonus, but every little bit helps in Mario Party. Luigi can't afford anything and I think he's been shot. That said, Luigi is the only one who can actually challenge Peach, but he needs an absolutely ridiculous run. There'd pretty much have to be a chance time. Mario, interestingly, is the only character who actually got no stars in a board, and to this point, according to my records, Mario hasn't actually landed on a happening space yet. Rather remarkable. I admit that doing this project, the AI hasn't been as spectacularly bad as I'd been hoping sometimes, but there were some moments that really made me question what was going on. Mario's already screwed up a lot. Yoshi almost does. Oh, just right. And Luigi has also screwed up that middle panel. Really hard to tell who's in the lead. Actually, it is Yoshi. Poor old Yoshi absolutely suffered last game. And he's been suffering for most of it, so it would be nice to see him come through for the win. Absolutely no surprises to report that you-know-who won 3 of her 4 games, and DK, I believe, has been shot. Mario, however, does just avoid the cannon fire. So far, my prediction of no one getting there seems to be fairly accurate, but we'll see what happens in due time. So yes, that ship oh, it is a shipwreck. Probably no surprise it's a shipwreck because it looks very narrow, but they'd have to get it out of the way in case it was a little shipping channel. And hot rope jump, I don't think we've seen Sneak and Snore. Which is fair enough because that game is a pain in the backside to play. And once again we've got dancing flames. So let's make it interesting. And see, there's actually pretty good timing on the jump. I think Luigi's jumping a little bit later than everyone else, which might actually make it problematic for him. He really looks like he should be getting hit, but he's not. Managing to clear the flames well, everybody a little bit more in sync. Still lagging behind Luigi now, but it's Mario who goes out first, and Luigi gets burned pretty much the next rotation. DK and Yoshi holding on, not sucker punched, but DK is on the 13th. Unlucky for some, that is the furthest we've got again. And Yoshi takes an early lead in terms of coins, but how far can he get? No hidden blocks along this stretch, far as I know. The bank hasn't had much of a chance to accumulate money. People have been making withdrawals. Mario in a good position if he wins the next mini-game. Yoshi rolling pretty well, probably should buy an item here. And the wise choice, sometimes they will actually do that. And another recurring game. This will be over in 3 turns, I bet you. It's been the case before. Pretty much every time before. DK's in trouble. Oh no, it might be over in 2. Luigi has the upper hand. There we are, it's pretty much whoever's closest wins. And a much needed injection of cash dumps Mario back into last. He has not played well. And DK getting a very, very big feeling of deja vu as he goes through all this again. Choosing not to buy anything, he can't get the star at the moment. Mario, however, is out of the running. And has he? Yep, Luigi is in the lead for the happening star. That does make it problematic to try and get stars in this board, so with Pirate Land being one of the more difficult ones, the odds are inadvertently stacked against Luigi. Of course, if I was going to do any real testing, I'd probably have to make sure all of them played on all the boards, and that would probably be boring. You'd need I'd probably say 18 runs in total, because you'd have 3 for each board. 4 of them, then 2 reused, 2 repeating, then the 2 that were eliminated before, and so on. That way everybody gets 2 runs on each board and you can get more statistical information. Yoshi not... They continue to disappoint me. You would think the most basic of programming would guarantee I'm within reach of the star. I'm going to use my mushroom so I have a better chance of getting the star, but no. They really are that stupid. I mean, they continue to surprise me, but they can just continue digging downwards as well. As one of our glorious sprite-work balloons awkwardly lingers on the front of the screen, we move into the simple track on Slot Card Derby. Mario spins out at the start, but he shoots into an early lead and spins out. Yoshi has the lead, but he does spin out. Luigi takes the lead and spins out. Mario spins out. Yoshi still holding the lead. Yoshi cruises around a little slowly, but Luigi spins out. Yoshi actually holding on until he spins out, and Mario is in the lead. Mario spins out. Luigi spins out. Yoshi and DK catching up. DK spins out. Yoshi holding the lead, but probably not going to win, coming in on the inside track. No, it is Yoshi by, somewhat literally and somewhat unfairly, a nose. And that was actually one of the more competent performances I've seen. Always surprising me. And DK has also been shot. So what is this? Turn 6. It would be a very interesting situation if absolutely no one got to that first star and they all had to wind up relying on bonus stars. That would be interesting. And where's Mario going to go? Is he going to take the shortcut? No, he's not. It can be very beneficial, but at the same time, you can also screw people over like you could in Yoshi's Tropical Island. For example, if you got to Thwomp first, you could easily... He has to have known. Okay. So, and then Yoshi uses it now when it is least advantageous. And doubles! Well, that's something. However, I have a very bad feeling I know where Yoshi's going to wind up. Yep. I'm right. So Yoshi, I believe, just misses the star. Or no. Oh, yes. Well, a bit of luck, but Yoshi ultimately made the wrong call. Really should have used it last turn. But as I was saying, on Yoshi's Tropical Island in Mario Party, if you got to the Thwomp first, you could very easily just chuck all the coins you had in there and force everyone onto the one side of the board. Dirty tricks like that are well and truly encouraged because, well, as far as I'm concerned anyway, that's what Mario Party is all about. It's scheming, backstabbing, making alliances as you need, especially in longer term games. Mario's dead. You'd think he'd be used to this by now. Yoshi might just be in the lead, but has to cut across a little bit. I think Luigi's just in the lead. But yeah, basically, as I said, it's all about backstabbing, scheming, and those ridiculous moments of luck that just screw everyone over, but you can ultimately have a bit of a laugh about in the end, and that's why I wasn't necessarily so keen on 9 and 10. They had a bit of a team focus, which I'll admit I didn't enjoy. Like, I didn't mind 9 for doing something different, but I absolutely hated 10 because I felt it was really gimmicky. Like, the gimmicks in... Yeah, Mario had to have done that because he knew the hidden block was there. I presume the AI does know where hidden blocks are to a degree and will try to land on them. But yes, the gimmicks that were in 9 were essentially turned up way too high in 10. For starters, there are way too many methods of losing half your mini-stars, which effectively screws you over. If you somehow wind up escaping Bowser by not rolling at least one of each number, then basically Bowser Jr. just turns up and does the same thing without somebody losing half their mini-stars, so you effectively did all that work keeping him locked up for nothing. And if you notice, the arms of the Boo are actually very thin when you look at it from front on, sort of like Navi's wings in a sense. Mario's nearly... DK's dead. Luigi has the lead. Oh, no, wait, he stopped. Who won? Luigi just won despite slowing down to look at the camera. But yes, there were lots of annoying gimmicks that 9 had but balanced reasonably well. 10 just made everything feel really obnoxious and gimmicky. Annoyingly enough, for all I hated it, it was the only Mario Party game that didn't screw me over for a long time. DK hits the coin star lead with 64 coins. Very good choice. So yeah, I didn't enjoy that. I hated Mario Party Island Tour. That was even more gimmicky, and if I'm going to be honest, I could actually provide evidence that the AI cheated. Perilous Palace Path, the really long ball... Better shut up now, it's chance time. I'm not done rambling, Mario! So, is Mario going to screw himself out of a star? It's Mario and Luigi, what's he gonna do? Well, he screwed himself out of 20 coins. Hardly a calamity, but it does give Luigi the money to steal a star, crucially enough. Nothing game-changing, but it does make things interesting, and here's the battle game. Mario is poor. Oh, 20 coins, and it stings. Mario didn't have enough, but yes, anyway, back to... It's still not on there. Well, we have seen Crazy Cutters again, but I still want Bowser's Big Blast to turn up. Problem is, I think I have to beat Minigame Coaster if I want to buy and play the battle games in free play. And yeah, it's a cheap. I think... So there's the Chain Chomp, the Cheap, and I can't remember the other one. But yes, anyway, back to Perilous Palace Path. Every time I tried playing that, I'd get very close to the Womp at the end, which you had to break down in order to proceed. Sort of like the Volcano Tour game in Wii Party. Yoshi has wound up winning that one. So every time I got there, the AI would wind up getting the exact items it needed as I was approaching, and it would generally beat me there. Like, it would get dash mushrooms that boosted its roll and things like that. And it would almost always roll a 6 and just knock Womp down in one shot. Now, this happened first time. It was annoying, but you could put up with it because that's Mario Party. Second time, it was irksome, but I was still willing to dismiss it. Third time onwards, same things essentially happening again, slightly different ways, but still the same result. The AI comes out of nowhere, suddenly gets more competent when I'm nearing the goal, and it snatches the win from me. I quote Auric Goldfinger from Ian Fleming's novel. First time is happenstance, second time is coincidence, the third time is enemy action. Now, it's not the exact quote, but basically, it's essentially saying if something happens multiple times, you've got a pattern on your hands, and there is indeed some evidence. Now, I'm aware that the AI has certain perks human players don't. For example, fighting games. They're not necessarily cheating per se, because they have the extremely high reflexes that a very skilled human player could actually have. Is Luigi going to go around to the star? Yes, he is. He wasted those 10 coins he could have used on a mushroom. And he's been shot. So that was completely futile for poor old Luigi. But yes, fighting game AIs have a number of advantages which essentially allow them to perform at those much higher levels. They will, of course, interrupt their own actions or deliberately not take them in order to make things balanced. However, there are certain occasions, like pretty much any fighting game made by SNK, or as I found, I don't know about you, but I found Super Smash Bros. Ultimate to have AI that exploited its advantages so much it actually took me out of the reality of the game. I'm perfectly aware that everybody's dead, by the way, and Yoshi has chucked them all to their doom in lava, but I was also very much aware that I'm fighting an AI that, at any time, can just switch on its best skills and completely stop me. Now, we're always aware of this, but we know that it tones it down so we have a chance. When it makes it blatantly obvious that it has all these advantages, and you don't have a chance because it can just manipulate the system to suit itself, that's very disappointing, especially for a casual player like me. When it pushes too far, it takes you out of the experience of the game, and that's what I felt. I felt that the way the AI behaved in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate made it way too obvious that it always had the upper hand and was only letting you win. It was a similar case with Mario Party Island Tour. You only won because the game didn't, in my opinion anyway, manipulate the results to suit itself. It's capable of doing this to a degree in Mario Party DS, but then it's also capable of using a star pipe when it's right in front of the star, so you kind of have to wonder sometimes. Anyway, everybody's moved off the first one except Mario, and DK's got 2. But yeah, so I didn't like Island Tour for reasons like that. I admit I didn't like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I liked the multiplayer with friends, but then again, I could just pick up a Smash Bros. Game which had features I liked. Yoshi is just going to get Baby Bowsered. Everybody else really languishing behind. And Yoshi wins easily. Yoshi obviously trying to take a level in Badass after his suffering in Bowserland. If I do want to play multiplayer on Smash Bros, I'll pick up for Wii U or for 3DS. Yes, they had a few flaws along the way. Oh, so we've got the dueling glove in play at long last. I did actually note that while I was ranting. So, oddly enough, it is not Wario who's using it. So, a duel for 10 coins, nothing fantastic. So yeah, Star Rush was okay, but I didn't quite feel like it was a proper Mario Party game. It was interesting. Mario has just lost. It was interesting, but nothing fantastic. I like Super, but I hate the fact that the main board mode is too short. There are some creative ideas there, definitely. I do enjoy playing it, but at the same time, I do feel that sort of team focus, everyone's a friend, is a bit different to basically how I grew up playing Mario Party. It was... you basically backstabbed everyone, manipulated cleverly, and so on. And I haven't got that feeling from all the newer ones. I admit they probably did start to get a bit stale around late GameCube era. Though I like 6. I really did enjoy 6 a lot because it's the GameCube game I have the most experience with. Though I do admit it's a bit slow, I kind of have a fondness for 5 as well because I think it has some of the most beautiful boards in the series. But yeah, overall, I do like the sort of backstabbing element that pops up in the older Mario Party games, and I do enjoy that sort of sense of frustration and, oddly enough, destroying friendships when you compare it to, say, Super Smash Bros., where you build friendships by beating the crap out of each other. I will always have a fondness, as you've seen in my Let's Play, hopefully anyway, for Mario Party DS. It wasn't anything fantastic, but it's, in my opinion, easily the best of the handheld ones because it still classic Mario Party, with a couple of interesting little twists along the way, and while it's basic in some ways, the collection of bonus mini-games is great and you can just have a lot of fun with it. So while I do miss a lot that this era brings, and Mario actually performing very well there. The sort of competence you'd expect a hard AI to have. Yoshi has a very solid hold on the coin star, but yeah, I do like these older games. As long as you're able to laugh off all the disasters and things like that, these really are brilliant. We're finally going to have someone buying that first star too. Luigi is he going to go around to the star again? No, he's actually going for Boo this time. Why he didn't do that first time is beyond me, because he wasted his skeleton key only to get shot. And Yoshi's going to get stolen from. Anyways, apologies for making you sit through that long sort of rambling anecdote. I suppose it is important to actually share my feelings on things rather than just sort of commenting on what's going on in the game like it's some sort of sport and I'm... Well, insert some sort of commentator you're familiar with. For me, it would be somebody like Dennis Cometti or Bruce McAvaney because I'm from Australia and I'm used to Australian football. Could alternatively go with the great Richie Benno, Bill Laurie and Tony Gregg if you like the cricket. We finally got it. Maybe everything I've been doing this long and pointless and somewhat eloquent, hopefully rambling, has been to draw this minigame out of hiding, but that might be giving me entirely too much credit. Note that the bomb symbol on the ground kind of looks like the emblem for the Metroid games. So, the red plunger is always the first one taken out after somebody gets blown up. And there we go. Fate cruelly ticks down and Yoshi is blown up. Yes, it's a very basic luck-based game with absolutely no skill involved. And my luck is usually terrible, but I love it anyway. 50% chance, is Mario going to die? Yes, he is. Games like this are intended to give everyone a chance. And DK has found the fatal plunger. Which admittedly sounds like a really cool weapon for a Mario and Luigi game. They are supposed to be plumbers after all. And through blind luck, Luigi makes a fortune. He now has a chance to steal a star. And it's everyone onto Luigi. We have not seen Quicksand Cash. The results people can have in the Bowser suit are utterly ridiculous. Now, I mean, when it comes to actually playing Mario Party, for a long time, that rotten luck I mentioned did tend to screw me over. I would usually wind up suffering quite a bit through bad luck, or because, in all honesty, people were just better at the minigames than I was. I did try and practice, but there were still some moments where luck didn't go my way. Including one memorable game, probably the only time I can really remember playing Mario Party 8. Luigi's actually dodging very well. But yes, I had finally done very well compared to other human players. And there he goes. So, I'd finally done well compared to the two other human players we had, my brother and a friend of mine, and we had one AI character in there. I did really well. I had the lead at the end of the game, and of course I lost to the AI on bonus stars. So this is the 13th turn. My prediction wasn't far off. The first star has finally been bought. That's one turn after the complete fiasco in Western Land, back at the start of this project, and there it is, right at the start. So there we are. Let's see what comes of this. DK has hit the lead if he goes through the thwomp. Very wise move. That may actually be artificial cowardice at work because otherwise he would have landed on chance time. So here comes Luigi, stealing a star from DK. Yoshi's probably going to steal a star anyway. But Luigi has just enough to buy one. And he's coming around to it. It's about time Luigi came around anyway. Oh, power play by Yoshi, getting serious. Actually a good use of the mushroom. Crap roll though. Could be better. Could have been a lot worse. And it's Mario. Luigi's play very cleverly kept him out of first place, and there goes Mario. There we go, that's what I'm used to. That's the backstabbing and manipulation I'm looking for in my Mario Party. Especially good if you have 4 players. There will be all sorts of alliances forged and broken by the end of the evening. Yeah, I think I really started cutting my teeth on things just practicing in Mario Party 2 and 6 because they were the easiest ones to access, and they still remain my favourites. DS I was able to practice on my own, and admittedly the AI is dumb enough that if you're reasonably competent, you will smash it every time. I mean, Kamek's library was a fight because of the random number generator element of the actual board. Mario is screwed. Oh, I thought it really looked like Yoshi was going to get a 2 there. But on a conventional board, Bowser's Pinball Machine, it was a walkover. Alright, so Yoshi probably should be safe if going for 2. Nope, Yoshi can get screwed over now. And Luigi has coldly chosen to backstab DK. It's always nice being in that position of power, but you've got to be careful just in case somebody does it to you. So if Luigi gets a 1 here, yep, Luigi has won this. Although last time I said that, one of the AIs flubbed it. And there we are. Lots and lots of coin results traded around. DK has very little to show for it and is a long way from the action. Luigi pursuing that star, but he's not going to make it. Mario might beat Yoshi to it. Just enough. And Mario will be travelling across the sea. So where is our next star going to end up? All the way over there. If you have a skeleton key, and assuming you survive that bridge, you can take that gate we just saw Toad pass, and you'll be able to take an even bigger shortcut, which can be more cost effective depending on the situation, and Mario's in a good position. A few coins down, might need a minigame. So, what's Yoshi's consolation prize? Also warping across there, it seems. And losing 15 coins this turn. Well, 12 in total, counting the space he'll land on. It can be a real disadvantage going last sometimes, as you've probably seen. And appropriately enough for the pirate level, Abandoned Ship with its very janky button mashing is back. Last time this was played, I had a lot of questions to ask. But then again, I suppose logic doesn't really work that much in the world of Mario Party. I mean, in 6, they have moments where people are getting swallowed by black holes and things like that, and they still manage to come back fine. DK has drowned. Mario and Luigi climbing very well. Who's going to get it? It's probably... I was going to say it's probably not Yoshi, because there's a tendency for someone to be at the top and then another player to just rocket up there. So we are approaching the last 5 turns. This is turn 15. DK has landed on the bank. Still about 40 odd coins to go, close to 50 before he hits the coin star lead. Luigi getting to warp as well. Very expensive stretch, this. It is interesting to note there is actually a sense of timing with the dice blocks. It's not completely random. If you get your timing down pat in this game, contrary to what people think, you can actually wind up getting two... Just because your name is on the box, Mario... Everybody else has been fighting over this. I mean, he's close to the star. He only has to forfeit a couple of coins, and he's got an item game and a chance to win the minigame. Both times he's gone down that way, presumably because he knows. Drat, that's... Well, that's really annoying because it's actually cut off what I was going to say. Somehow I've just... managed to wind up forgetting what I was going... Oh yes, dice block timing. Good thing I saw the mushroom. In the first game, at the start of a turn, dice rolls were preordained to save a bit of time. In Mario Party 2 and other games onwards, if you have sufficiently good timing, you actually can wind up getting 2 or 3 of the same number fairly easily. Oh, Luigi is going to wind up winning. Unless it's green, it's white. Yoshi makes it and slips off the hook. Yeah, while a lot of people think the dice rolls are preordained right from the start, there is actually a sense of timing involved in a number of games. They are actually preset in Mario Party DS, and I know that because I actually did testing on the Virtual Console, because of course I've got it on the Wii U and I was able to use the save states there. So I could keep reloading and see if I got better rolls. So some money for DK, who's in last place. But while it was the case in the first game, it's definitely not necessarily the case in other games. It is just shocking timing. If you manage to screw up and get the one result that would have screwed you over. However, that may also be Mario Party at work, because never doubt that the gods of Mario Party are malicious and manipulative and will screw you over, and there's a dual game. This will decide who gets that star nearby. Now, it can be a draw. I've actually seen that. Oh, they've both screwed up. Come on. And Yoshi is gone. Yoshi seems to be one of the lowest ranking AIs, oddly enough. Absolute disaster for Yoshi. When he gets some coins, he always seems to wind up losing them. And Luigi gets an item game. Also, when speaking of backstabbing, never forget, if you wind up in an item game and somebody is going to get a star that turn, or has just gone past a star, Bowser Bomb. Go for the Bowser Bomb. and screw them over. Of course, you might wind up catching yourself depending on what happens, but it's a bit of a sacrifice just to be really petty about things. Don't often see people take the route this way, so if there winds up being a hidden block on this space, you may actually never know. Come on, Yoshi, go. I think we've got chance time. We've got chance time! And to quote a great man, Mario gives 20 coins to himself. So what is going to happen? Luigi. Yoshi wants to get coins out of this. Luigi and DK, and it's going to be only coins. Very, very disappointing. Of course, the fact you can manipulate chance time is a pretty good move. Now, admittedly, I think 118 was the coin star lead Yoshi had. If he'd managed to give coins to himself, that would have been a better move. Because he's cut DK out of the coin star, but he's put Luigi in prime position, and Yoshi needs to win this game. Because I bet you that if Yoshi doesn't have enough coins, he'll use the gold mushroom. So, interesting note that some of you may not be aware of. Yoshi just jumping up and down there. In Super Mario 64, and for a while after that, when Bowser laughed, basically, Bowser's laugh and the Boo's laugh were actually the same, just played at different pitches and speeds. Obviously, the Bowser one was a slowed down one, so Yoshi now can get that star, unless, of course, DK gets a very good roll. DK gets shot. Mario's out of the running. Luigi could still get it, though. I think Luigi snatched it. Oh, just enough. Tragedy. Absolute tragedy for Yoshi. Another star. Stolen from under his considerably large nose. And it's the guy everybody picks on to boot. No one's getting that unless there's a magic lamp. So yeah, this sort of situation, if you land on an item game, you have less coins than your opponent, or you're not in the way, you Bowser bomb them. Blah. Suddenly lost the ability to speak there. Oh, it was a regular mushroom, that's right. And the worst possible roll. But it's a duel. Poor old Yoshi has been getting absolutely kicked in the groin by this game. Trying to reclaim some of his lost honor from the previous duel where he was ready at the last but botched it. And Luigi wins again. Yoshi's obviously not a very good AI. Luigi proving surprisingly competent. A very interesting turn, full of drama and sadness. I think that's probably all the really interesting stories I've got from Mario Party. I haven't played a lot of them in a long time. It's always fun watching other people, but mostly I just sort of have to play on my own because I can't catch up with people as easily as I'd like to. Don't know if you can play Super Mario Party online. I don't actually own that one. But it is nice just playing through a lot of these older games. I mean, interestingly, I don't have a lot of physical copies of games. Most of mine actually are digital copies. Yoshi has squeaked past the 20-yard mark. So I have a lot of digital copies of things on the 3DS, for which I will need new batteries at some point. I think I can still get a replacement battery for it anyway. Current one doesn't hold a charge, but it's lasted me heaven knows how long. Good 6 or 7 years. Then again, you can expect a Game Boy to keep going for ages. And I've also got a lot on the Wii U as well. And then there are all those virtual console options you have with the Switch, so... It looks like Luigi is obviously getting serious in his quest to surpass Peach. Well, a pretty good dice roll for Mario. And is he landing where I think he's going to land? Nope, just one space short. Because that would have actually been a very good shortcut to the star. Mind you, Mario hasn't actually had to work for his. Well, at least not two of them anyway. Think he's had one stolen from him? And welcome to Roll Call, the very annoying mushroom one. I wonder if toads consider mushrooms their stupid relatives or something like that. I mean, there are obvious similarities, but they would be like, extremely inarticulate. Something like that anyway. I don't think it's a thought that has ever been put forth, or if it has, people have realised that it's fairly inconsequential, but what exactly is their relationship? Are they genderless or not? I mean, we have one confirmed female toad, kind of like how we only have one confirmed female Smurf. If they breed like humans, how would they actually breed? Do they sort of just asexually divide or something like that? Or do they just put out spores? Anyway, while I've been asking those deep and hard-hitting questions, the AI has squandered a lot of time. Only 2 turns left. Time really does fly. Luigi isn't going to challenge for that coin star at the moment. I don't think so anyway. Mario obviously doesn't want to go past the thwomp, and is clear of the cannon bridge and has landed on Bowser. Just for old time's sake, come on, Bowser communism. It's not there. But instead, Bowser is going to mug Mario. And in a tragedy for Mario, he is now completely broke. And depending on what Luigi rolls, Mario could be down another star. Yoshi... Mario and Luigi versus DK and Yoshi. Last time we did this, the AI didn't get stuck anywhere near as much as I thought. I've got to admit, it's mostly sort of art and sprite work with polygon models for various characters and some obstacles, but playing it on this TV, you actually do get to see that the graphics look pretty good. I mean, this was brought out towards the end of the N64's life cycle. It was released in about 2000. It actually does look very good. Mario and Luigi probably didn't do as well because they couldn't determine who wanted to be the best. Luigi's trying to usurp Mario. So, a lot's going to happen. I think Luigi has this game set. So I will need to switch control back to Mario, who is going to get stolen from. Unless, of course, there's a battle game, which I doubt there will be. Unless he rolls a 1. Alright. Rightio, so I can switch control back to Mario for the final mini-game. Whoops, little too far. Oh, there's that battle game. This could change a bit. As I've mentioned... Oh, right, well, I've got an unfair advantage given I'm Mario, depending on what it is. That's the only fair way to do it. Day at the Races is completely luck-based, and I'm fine with that. However, I get to pick second last. DK has picked Whomp. Well, I'm not going with the Thwomp. Now watch the Thwomp win. Watch Boo come dead last. Oh, that's a cool little detail I didn't actually notice, that the mushroom rises up as the Goomba's getting ready to launch everything. Oh no. Looks like the Bomb has won. Oh no, come on, teleport Boo! I think Boo's won it! Oh no, the Whomp's got it. Yeah, Whomp's got it, just. Needless to say, the Thwomp came last. What? Okay, that shouldn't have happened. Judging by the looks of it, the top of the Whomp was over the line. That's why athletes will always sort of lean their upper bodies forward, push the chest out so they can get that little extra burst to cross the line first. It's why you can have horses literally winning races by nostrils. As far as I'm concerned, even though I'll take it, Whomp won that. And of course we get Sneak and Snore right at the end when I'm controlling. Now I should, in theory, be able to win this, but I'm terrible at this game. Alright, let's get going. How did I survive? Stop. Oh no, I'm gone. We're all dead. Got a little greedy there, so I apologise for wasting your time. But at the same time, it is entirely down to the results of the rest of the board. It means I haven't had an unfair influence because, as we know, battle games don't count towards the minigame star in this. And DK has no stars. Luigi has the most coins. Now Yoshi's going to get the coin star. Oh! I think this means Yoshi has won it. Yoshi's got the happening star. I'm pretty sure anyway. Oh, well, that's a surprise. I thought Yoshi had it. So Mario got absolutely no bonus stars. However, I think he's come, appropriately enough, third again. Isn't it funny, the time I picked the two AIs leading in the competition, Peach and Luigi, I won. Everybody else was a complete dumbass and came third. No, wait, I think... Actually, no, Luigi's won. Yoshi, I thought Yoshi was going to sweep it, but... It is Captain Luigi. Running forward with his arms tucked by his sides, utilising a fighting style known as Flinning. Named after Errol Flynn, who was in many famous movies such as Captain Blood and Gentleman Jim, Australians will possibly know the nickname Captain Blood because it was that of Jack Dyer, the notoriously tough Richmond footballer who probably would have made mincemeat of any of Richmond's team, effortlessly running through them. But Flinny is essentially that fighting style where we've got two very easily repeated blokes. Easy to coordinate for early movies. And we get Luigi's glorious kicked in the nuts voice. And once again, my representative comes third. Yep, okay, so... Yoshi was... Wow. Okay. I was not going to be influencing the minigame star, even if I won. Yoshi by a country mile. Mario, you're pathetic. He fluked his way through most of the game. Presumably he thinks it's going to fall into his lap because his name's on the box. Unbelievable. That's probably one of the lowest totals I've seen in a long, long time. Apart from the few occasions where we have had people get minus totals in the original Mario Party. Luigi and DK very close on the coin star, but Yoshi rocketed ahead on that. Interestingly enough, Yoshi doesn't get a lot of blue spaces. Luigi got the only 2 red spaces. Yeah, I must have miscounted. I think I meant to say Luigi had I got Yoshi and Luigi confused. Somebody green was landing on happening stars spaces anyway. And we actually had 2 chance times, which unfortunately didn't do very much. I really wish somebody would just trade stars right at the end of the game. And then just the 1 Bowser space that screwed Mario over. 3 battle games, all by Yoshi. And DK landed on the bank plenty of times. So, interesting results. Luigi, unfortunately, will come second throughout the project. Not enough to defeat Peach in terms of total stars, and maybe the same amount of, maybe similar board wins. But very interesting performance in the bonus stars by Yoshi. DK actually surprised me, but you can see how hard it is to get results on Pirate Land. It can be very hard getting those stars. Anyway, let's put the totals up after all this, so you can have a look at just interesting little stats along the way. I'm probably not going to go too much more in depth. Maybe later on I will do a much longer one. A 50-turn fiasco would be a lot of fun. But we will wrap things up for now. As always, thank you very much for joining me. Look after yourselves and those important to you. Be good to one another. And until the next mission, this is Red 2, returning to base. After 6 boards of stupid, the tallies have been added up. To absolutely no one's surprise, Peach won. Everybody who believes AI Peach cheats has probably been vindicated right about now. Mario, despite having his name on the box, did really poorly. Wario was the only one who was actually worse than him. DK would probably squeak into 3rd place, just though there's daylight between him and Luigi. Interesting note, Mario did not actually get any happening spaces across all 6 boards. That's something I've never seen happen before. Takes a lot of work to avoid them. Not very many chance times, which was really disappointing, and there weren't any spectacular game changes. But it has been a pretty interesting adventure. It's been a lot of fun presenting this, and it's been a fun little experiment. Who knows, if I can get my hands on other Mario Party games, I might try something like that to see just how bad the AI can actually be in other games. Or has it improved over the years? Who knows? Either way, it's been an absolute pleasure presenting all these for you and commenting over the ridiculousness of these games.